Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a back workout. So ladies, if you want an hourglass body, this will get it going. And guys, you can also watch this too. I am going to make it a scientific review, but it's going to be super easy for you to understand, and also I'll try to make it fun. So now we are going to get it going. The warm-up is going, I'm going to explain you the anatomy of your back. So here is how your back looks like. This is the spine, let's just assume, although it looks like just a tree trunk, but that's okay. Now this one kind of looks like a collar, you know, those collars, suit and tie, but that muscle is actually called the trapezius. People call them traps. And here you also have some bat wings here, and these are called your lats. Looks like a dress on your back. Here are some rhomboid muscle. You can't see them from this angle, but when you look at from the side, then they're this block of muscle, and these are called rhomboids. There are a few other muscles too, like teres minor and spinatus, something that runs in these directions right around here, and also erector spinae, something that supports the trunk of your back and keep your back erect, aka straight. So that is it. So what you do in horizontal pulling, such as in your seated rows, is that you are going to activate your rhomboids, since these are involved in scapular retraction, and it's also going to activate the strap muscle, the Christmas tree. And in your vertical movements, what's going to be activated are your lats as you are pulling up, like in your pull up, and those lower part of the traps. So we want to target all those main muscles, the rhomboids, traps, and the lats mostly. First movement that we're going to get started before we proceed onto the main workout is the one arm side lat pull down. For this one, you are just going to need a cable machine, or you could still use the resistance armband workout. We're not going to use a ton of weight right here. We're just going to use enough weight, just enough to activate the muscle. And for this one, you want to pull it down and then slowly climb your way back on the eccentric motion, and make sure that you are fully extending your arm as you go back up to the top. And then you also want to slightly lean to that side if that helps you with the activation, and you could also use your other hand to pulsate the muscle so that you are clearly feeling that activation. First major move that we're going to do is the lat pull down. As the name says, it's going to work on these lat muscles, the big band of muscles that will give you the nice wings to fly. For this one, we are going to lean slightly to the back so that you are not using momentum. So you can feel it, like if you're using up, then it's like pretty hard for you, but when you're leaning to the back, you can push it right down to your chest. You want to make sure that it's touching the chest and climbing the way back up. As for the grip, we want to use overhand grip. We don't want to use it underhand, because this one to be helped with the activation too, according to the scientific studies. And we also want to use a medium or a wider grip, not narrow grip, because it also helps with that. You can also like feel it out, find which one works best for you, because what they may find in the scientific studies necessarily mean that it is true for everyone, but I would just assume that it is true, and that's why I'm presenting it here. As for the lat pull down, I like to do drop sets, go from a very heavy weight for like 5 to 6 reps that I can do, and then move on to the higher rep. As soon as I'm exhausted, I straight move on to the lower weight with higher rep, and then for the last one, it could be around 12 to 15 reps. But you could also try it out is where you do the lat pull down to one side and the other. It's kind of like fun, and I find this to focus on one side over the other, so it's kind of like a unilateral exercise, and also 1.5. That's also what I like to do and kind of experiment. And the next next one that is super duper important to do in most of your back exercises is the pull up. This is different from the chin up because for the chin up, it mostly activates the biceps, the arm muscle, and also your pecs. So you can also do these on your reps and chest days for the chin ups, but for the pull up, it targets more of the trapezius, which is the Christmas tree muscle right here. So pull ups are kind of like a close chain exercise, since you are holding onto it, meaning you aren't really moving and you're just staying in that one stationary position, and that is found to work better on the back exercise. If you are not strong enough to do lots of pull up yet, which is like me, I used to be able to do 10 reps, but then I decreased the frequency of my back exercises, some more like experimenting, and then later on my pull-ups, they were slacking so much. So what I'm doing right now is focusing on the negatives. These will help you regain the strength back. And if you can't do even one pull-up, I would encourage you to try with resistance pull-up too. This will make a whole lot of difference. And if you are super advanced, of course, which is another level, and also add a dumbbell hanging onto your feet. Now the third and the final important exercise for doing vertical movements in your back session is your scapular pulls. I like to do these toward the end of the back workout when my strength for the pull-ups are totally dead, but these will still work on your lower traps toward at the little triangular shape right here at the end, giving it a nice definition. If these are so easy for you, if you want to progress, you can also add more weights or increase your tempo, and yeah, that will totally burn. That you need to know definitely for your horizontal movement actions of your back workout is the seated row. This will increase the thickness of your back as this activates the rhomboid muscle. When you're doing this movement, you want to make sure that you are not pulling it with your traps really high up like that. Like, I sometimes still make that kind of mistake, but when you film yourself or ask someone to judge you, then it will help you like decrease that one. I find that to be one of the common mistakes for doing that movement. And another major mistake is pulling just with your hands. If you're pulling it with your hands, you'll only be activating those forearm muscles. But what you want to do is you want to pull from your elbows like that, and pull it straight to the back, and that is when it will be totally activating the back muscle, the rhomboid muscle. Horizontal movement action that I want you to do in your back workout is the chest supported rows. This is better than the normal dumbbell row, guys. This is another level. For this one, you will be preventing the momentum of your lower back from going, and I find it a little hard to breathe, but it's all about finding what is comfortable for you, but it does work. For this one, it will work more of your traps and your rhomboids, which are not targeted in your lat pull down. As for the dumbbell row, you want to be lifting enough heavy weight, but you don't want to go it too high because this will also encourage, again, your momentum. It won't be activating much of your back muscles. What you could try is to hold the weight in the middle of the range of motion. Hold there for like 3 seconds, and then if it is too high for that and you can't maintain in that position, then that is definitely too low. So this is how you can find which weight is appropriate for that, and you can see the progression in that. Another one of my favorite is the landmine row. That one is better than the normal dumbbell row. You are pulling it across on a diagonal plane, so there is a greater range of motion. Plus, you won't be able to lift that heavy, but even if you're not lifting that heavy, you will be activating more of those traps and the rhomboids, and that is all that matters. Now, after going through all the horizontal and vertical movements that you want to be incorporating in your back workout, I will now move on to the variation and some of the fun ones that you can try it out later toward the end. You all enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe, like it, and I will see you on my next video.